into degree mode and redo this and see what you come up with. When you redo it, you should come up with a negative 82.803. I think it's 1, 6, 4, 5, 7. This is like 73.398450. And the last one is like negative 54.0959314167.
No, not there when I'm not ready recording.
So you guys really just need to make sure that you can put your calculators back in degree mode, punch that in, and get those answers out. Because if not, then we need to learn how to run your calculators. Yeah.
Or bring your own calculator.
Theta equals a negative 3/7, and 180 degrees has to be less than or equal to theta, which has to be less than or equal to 270 degrees. So you need to evaluate this. Well, if I'm between 180 and 270, which quadrant does that put this in?
The third.
The third. So it's telling me that I have a triangle down here in the third quadrant. Theta is the angle measure in there. The sign of it is negative 3/7. Sign compares which two sides? Opposite and hypotenuse. So my opposite side is 3, my hypotenuse is 7. How can I find this? Or do I even need to find that?
Oh, you don't need to find it. Alright.
I don't really need to find this, but I need to think about this picture in the context of the problem. I'm going to do sine inverse of negative 3/7. So you guys do that on your calculators. And we are in degree mode. Degree mode. And what do you come up with?
Negative 20 from that.
Stop it then,
Negative 25.37693353. Yeah, that's what you get?
Negative 25.37693353.
Yeah. That's just like times 10
Okay.
to 0, 0. I don't just know what
So that's because we use positive 3/7, right? We got a negative because we use positive 3/7.
No, I use negative.
Or did you use negative?
Yeah,
I use negative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing. Do we really want to talk about a negative angle measure in
No.
here? No. So this is 25.376 degrees in here. But we need the whole angle. So what do I have to add to the 25.376 to get that angle measure?
180.
180. So I really need to do 180 plus the 25.376. And then they want me to round it to the nearest tenth of a degree. So I get 205.4 degrees. And then the second example like this is tan theta equals a negative 8/3, but theta has to be between pi over 2 and pi. So if this has to be between pi over 2 and pi, then yes, I'm looking at some here. Because when we're talking radians, this is 0 and this is 2 pi. This is pi over 2, this is pi, and this is 3 pi over 2. Because pi over 2 is 90 degrees, pi is 180, and 3 pi over 2 is 270. so I'm just changing it between radians and degrees. Okay? What needs to be 8 and what needs to be 3? Am I gonna put 8 here at the hypotenuse and put 3 over here?
Tan is opposite over adjacent.
8 on
Tan
the
is
left.
opposite over adjacent, so this is my opposite, this is my adjacent. My theta is always my angle measure here, so that tells me this is 8 and this is 3. Okay? To actually find this, I can do tan inverse of negative 8/3, and what do I get? What do you get?
Caleb's a 33. I just said a number.
Oh, okay.
Right there, I got
What,
it.
hey, let's pay attention to what our boundaries are and what mode should your calculator be in. Yes.
I may need some help with my calculator.
It says domain error.
Wait.
Negative 1.21. It says domain error. Oh, why did it sign?
Oh,
I got it.
Mine's oh no, maybe it didn't. Nope.
Is negative
Yeah.
1.21,
Yep.
okay? But that means this is 1.21 in here. We need this all the way from here to here. What am I gonna do to figure out this out here? Because this is the actual angle measure that I want.
Minus 180.
Plus pi. Minus pi.
Well, I want pi
Oh.
minus that, actually.
Minus
So I
pi.
wanna do what is pi minus 1.21? And you can just work that out on your calculator, and it should be like 1.9, I don't know, 9392. I had more decimal places, so I came up with 9. I came up with 9296 when I did it.
1.9315 is what I got, but I could type something wrong.
And it actually does say if you have a radian measure, you're supposed to go out to 4 decimal places. So then that means we would have wanted to use this as the 0.21220 to come up with the right answer.
This is straight.
Oh, yeah. Fine. See what happened was, I clicked this little app button, and I was just like, I wonder if there's games on. So there was this proud sample, so I was like, alright, that's great. So then I clicked on one of these. You can't simply turn it on to get all of things. No clue. Figured.
Wait, what?
There's games on that thing?
No, it's like simulations, like probability simulations. I don't think there's any games.
Okay, so the cos inverse of negative 1.
Vector calculator.
This means you guys need to pay attention to another purple box on page 546.
Purple boxes.
What?
Well, a lot.
140 what?
546. For the cos inverse, x has to be between negative 1 and 1. And if you're in radians, you have to be between 0 and pi. So, is this in that domain error, in that range, domain range?
Yes.
It is. So, the cos inverse and the cosine, since this is the range, it just comes out as negative 1, because these two are inverses of each other.
That makes sense.
Cos negative 1.
Because these two are inverses of each other, this is your output. What's here is your output as long as it's part of the domain that it can be in. Okay,
This morning.
the next one is the cos inverse of the cosine of 4 pi over 3. Is 4 pi over 3 in that range of 0 to pi? No, but we can put it in that range. How can we do that?
Cosine times the 4 pi over 3 thing. And then you do the.
Well, this is not in this combination range.
Okay, good.
But this is okay for just the cosine. So we need to figure out what does the cosine of 4 pi over 3 equal. This equals a negative 1/2.
Oh, wow.
So then you need to go back to
I got 0.9999.
the little green charts that are on page
I think I'm just gonna go through and write down every single program.
They're on
every
page
single
508.
box, and then I should be fine.
508.
I said nothing happened.
So on page 508, if you look, well actually we want cosines, we want 509. What other pi number gives us negative 1/2? But that fits in that range of 0 to pi. So you have to look strictly between 0 and pi, and which radian measure gives us negative 1/2?
2 pi over 3.
2 pi over 3. So this is
Wow.
2 pi over 3.
And we can discuss this.
Okay. So, I've already said I probably won't have time to make videos tonight.
Well, we got a raw, uncut video right here.
You
Like
do,
3 of them, but 'cause I
um,
got tired.
if you know how to send those somewhere,
Yeah, I just need a cord. I can send this in email.
need a cord for what?
Probably
Tablet.
put it on an email.
No, it's
Emails?
probably gonna have to go to
Like
like
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay.
I can maybe figure that out quick during assignment time. But
Should
that
just-
leaves skill practice 6, 7,